Going live. We are live. Hi, everybody. Go ahead and mute. I can hear you guys pretty good. Hi, everybody. Lainey Savaki-Wolkin here, president of the Holistic Chamber of Commerce for both Fort Myers and Cape Coral. Welcome to our monthly panel. We're doing something a little bit different this month, and thank you for being here today. Today, we are featuring these wonderful premier businesses who have made significant contributions here in Southwest Florida, are esteemed members of our chamber here, and also are sponsors of our Holistic Chamber of Commerce Adventures and Wellness Fair that is going to be April 18th, 2021. Yes, this has been quite a year, and I think that's what we're here to talk about today, is what has transpired for all of us. And I think you're going to walk away with a lot of ahas and maybe some new ideas and definitely inspiration. We're all going to share a little bit about our businesses and what life has been like since we were going to be all convening last April, right? Oh, April 11th seems so far away, a long time ago, and look what has happened. We actually were planning to have our fair, and I think it was about 3 weeks, just 3 weeks prior, that we kind of had to put the kibosh on everything. So what I'm going to, I do hear a little bit of feedback. I'm not sure who it is. And I see Danielle's already muted. So let's just see if we can mute until I call on you, and then we can figure out where the noise is coming from. But anyways, thank you for being here. Let me introduce you to everybody who's here. We have Deb White from New Vision Learning Center. She's going to tell you all about her wonderful, wonderful programs for children. This is all about children. In fact, that is our theme that was happening and will be happening. So Deb White is here. Do you want to just say hello real quickly, Deb, and a little bit about yourself? Yeah.
Unmute first. Yes, I'd like to talk about my business. No. New Vision Learning Center. That came about after I worked in the school system, Lee County school systems and other systems for over 16 years. And it got to where testing was a little too much, where students and teachers could not be who they are as far as teaching and learning. So, I decided to leave and start a school where all learners can do their thing. Perfect. And learn their way.
Awesome. She has a lot more to share today. We're just going to do quick introductions, and then we'll kind of get into deeper dives into what everybody does and what everybody's doing now compared to maybe what they were doing in March, right? All right, so she's driving. Dr. Danielle Dietrich is here, and she is here in lieu of Dr. John Edwards. So we are thrilled to have her here, and thank you for representing Mama's Chiropractic. Want to just say hello?
Yes, absolutely. Let me know if you get any feedback. But like Lainey said, I'm Dr. Danielle Dietrich. I am very blessed to be one of the doctors at Mama's Chiropractic. We're a family chiropractic practice with a very special focus in expecting moms and children.
Excellent. Welcome. We're so glad you're here. You're in a car, Doc's on a plane somewhere. We're just making it all work, right? Because these are leaders who are doing busy things and making things happen in the community. All right, Heather Phillips, welcome.
Thank you, Lainey, and thanks for having, I'm just so honored to be a sponsor of the Holistic Chamber of Commerce Adventures and Wellness in April. It's a thrill. And I was there last year as a sponsor as well. And it was not last year, I guess it was 2 years ago.
Last year. We're getting lost, I know.
I know, it's almost, yeah. Anyway, the last one you had, which was also the first one that was hosted, it was a fabulous event. And I am Heather Phillips. I am a muscle tuner specialist. I'm the vice president of Muscle Tuners International Incorporated, Canadian-based business, but I have a very big presence in Southwest Florida, and I'm very pleased and proud of that. And I am an energy movement mentor and energy boost self-care facilitator, and I actually teach others to be energy boost self-care facilitators and specialists. And in that role, people can affect family members and children and all age groups, all demographics, because everybody has energy. And sometimes the older we get, the less energy we have, but we have the capacity to increase it with our hands and with each other, between each other, and mostly for ourselves. So I'm all about boosting energy and self-care. And I do that one-on-one as well as in groups.
Thanks, Heather. We're coming back to you. We're coming back. There'll be plenty of time to share all about your amazing company and wow, all the work that you're doing. Lisa Doyle Mitchell is here from Natural Awakenings. Just say hello and a little bit about yourself.
I'm here for Natural Awakenings. We've been around for over 26 years. We're a local monthly niche product that targets solution-based audience, and our readers truly love our product as far as with our cutting-edge editorial and all our advertisers. And we are one of the sponsors of the event happening in April.
And you know what, Lisa, while we're here with you, you also mentioned family news, because we couldn't get everybody here today, but they are also, let's talk about them for a second.
Family News also targets families in Lee County, and the event is in Lee County here in Southwest Florida. And we go right into the hands of the moms that look for events and schools and anything for their children to bring to. And actually, in that product, we've been around for over 27 years. So yeah, very excited.
It takes a village for all of us to work together. So I'm going to mention a few more people. One of our panelists is Lynn Brewer, and she owns Cloud9 Float Spa and Wellness Center. So she's busy being a business leader and couldn't be here. And as business leaders know, staffing, and it always falls on the business owner, right? If you can't, the staffing, all the things that happen falls on, the buck stops with us as the owners. So she is running her spa. But what I thought is that I was going to give her 30 seconds by playing her 30-second commercial, which I produce and love. So anyways, I'm going to just play that real quickly because this is her way of being represented here. So let me see if I could just do this real quick and get her on screen, at least her commercial, and give her some props here. All right, this is Cloud9 Float Spa in Fort Myers. Let's see, give it 1 second. Replay. We all see that? Yay for Lynn. Okay, so now has any of you floated? Have any of you been there?
Yes. Good
Incredible,
stuff.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Lynn is represented, and then we have a few other sponsors. Lotus Blossom Clinic helps make the wheels work here, and we're so thankful for them. And also Intuitive Wisdom, the company that I founded. We are a record label and a film and media production company. And I also am co-author of the Food Healing Oracle deck, which is taking a good majority of my time as well, in addition to what has been happening with the chamber. So I think we got everybody mentioned that is part of this. And thank you to all our members for being here. I see a lot of you, Tony, Melissa, Cheryl, Joanna, a lot of you are here today. Thank you. So here's what we're going to do today. We're going to have a wonderful conversation with these incredible beings. And we're really going to be talking about ways that they have made life work from, I would say, March to now. And I would love for all of you just to share a little bit about what has life been since you either shut down or didn't shut down. You had to make some decisions. You had to make some pivots. You had to go online. Whatever life has been like, people have all been affected in different ways. And sharing how you as a business leader have been able to kind of bring yourself forward and roll with the changes, right? Because we're all about adapting, especially if you're a business owner and not working 9 to 5. You are having to do everything, and in these times that are so new and unique. I don't know if they're new and unique now, but when it first hit, I think many of us were discombobulated, and I think some of us still are, and some of us have kind of moved into a new course of being. So I would just love to hear a little bit about like what has life been for you since the fair that was, the fair that will be, right? Or from March to September. So who would like to just go first and just share a little bit? Heather, go for it.
So my Southwest Florida time got cut short because I'm Canadian, so I didn't get to spend all the time. We missed the fair, we missed the one-on-ones, we missed a lot. So what happened was I got home and I got busy doing an online course. Not that there wasn't one before, but the Energy Boost Self-Care Facilitator Program was facilitated in person for 2 days. And what happened was I moved it online, and it's online only. Is that my computer giving you feedback? Oh boy, I don't know how to change that. Anyway, so I did a mini course in May, and then I rolled out a 6-week program in June. It was well attended, it was well received, and I'm really excited that I was able to pivot from the in-person because muscle testing is in person, but the Energy Boost is self-care. So the pivot was muscle testing versus self-muscle testing or self-testing and learning it a different way. So that was the biggest pivot for me and my company. There was others, but that was the major one. Online courses and self-testing instead of muscle testing on others.
Did you know how to do online before that, or was that something you had to learn in this time period?
I knew how to do it, but I have to tell you, I hired somebody to help me with Kajabi because that's the online platform I use. And by the way, if anybody wants to know about it, let me know and I'll send you a link. Anyway, so I had been doing online courses before, but this is up leveled for me. This was up level, doing it over 6 weeks, having it dripped out week after week after week instead of having it all, here's the information. It was a slightly different delivery system, and it worked out really well.
Excellent. Thanks for sharing. And who else would like to share what they did or didn't do, or maybe it was the same, or maybe it completely changed? Go ahead, Deb.
Okay. Basically, the one-on-one physical presence totally changed. And I had to sit back for a little while, and I started thinking how to realign everything, because now even more than ever, students, children need socialization online. And I mean, think about us as adults, and those who are immune compromised. Socialization is very important. And these kids are put into boxes, I will say, the 4 walls. And New Vision Learning Center is all about not putting children in 4 walls. So the first phrase that comes to my mind, that we are here, New Vision Learning Center is here to put the social back into virtual.
I like that.
So I'm looking at everything that we have to offer and adding that spice and showing that we can still have our passion, what we're here to do. We still have that, even though we don't have what we did before. We still have our passion.
Yeah.
So we can do it online. We can do it on groups. Look at us right now.
Right.
We can all do it together. So
look at us.
Exactly, right here. The perfect examples. We can do this with kids.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, as these kids go back to school or stay at home, parents have dilemmas.
Yes.
On what to do. I mean, because COVID looks different to everybody. So we have to deal with looking at COVID in a cautious way, but no fear. not let it control our life.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things that I did, I started a new Facebook page called Matching Students with Teachers. This goes beyond New Vision Learning Center. You know, what I can't offer to someone, maybe another teacher can. And then maybe there are some teachers that cannot go in the classroom. Well, they can also tutor. They can also align themselves with students and parents who are pulling their hair out in many ways.
Right.
So this is something that I would like everyone to get the word out to, because it's here. We're here as a community to help each other. So
that's what the chamber's always been about, is all of us coming together, sharing our unique and maybe totally different talents, but everyone pulling together for the community good. And I think that's where the fair has created this wonderful vortex, which we will now, hold space for till April. And you're heading that up. You're heading the kids section, the area where we're having kids learning. We'll talk more about that a little bit later in the program. But thank you for being here, and thank you for what you're doing. I know that with Food Healing Oracle Deck, we're having Food is Fun, online classes and for kids, and it's an important time that they still have fun and learn and integrate, being on their computers by themselves in the room, but still feel like they're part of a collective. So thank you for that. Let me see if are you okay to talk, Danielle? Because I don't want you're in charge of your.
Sure.
All right.
No, that's fine.
All about you.
I might not be looking right at you.
Okay.
But yes, I can absolutely talk. I love hearing what everyone's sharing about how you've been able to use technology to your advantage. And I can see, as a new doctor in the office where Mama's Chiropractic has been able to do that as well, 3 really main things come to mind as far as coming into the office as a new person participating in chiropractic care. There are 3 things that you would do before starting your adjustment care. One being a consultation, also a report of findings where we talk to you about what it is that we found during your consultation and your examination, and then also what's called a wellness orientation workshop. Those 3 things are really important to be a part of and participate in before just starting chiropractic care. And the great thing about technology and the software that the office uses is that telehealth is a part of that. So I've seen where we have been able to still bring in those pieces of care for people in the office, but doing it in a way that's both comfortable and safe for them, but making sure that they're not missing out on those really important pieces before they're starting care. Another thing that I have been able to see Dr. John do as well with other local birth professionals, they put together a video of different support measures that birthing partners can use with the person that's birthing. So I don't know if you're aware, in the hospital system, giving birth looks a little different now. So some people are being limited to the number of support people that they can have with them when they are giving birth, which kind of changes. I mean, it changes the comfort level for the mom, but it also changes maybe the comfort level for that supporting person for the mom, where they may not have felt very prepared to have all the hats on when they're in the room with that mom giving birth. So what he and those local birth professionals did, I think he had about 5 people that are giving you tips that you can kind of practice at home with your partner before you're in that birthing space, and then while you're in that birthing space as well, where you can help support that mom and help make her more comfortable during what can be a pretty intense and really life-changing experience of giving birth and bringing new life.
Did you have to make adjustments from when COVID kind of unfolded to now, or you guys have stayed open, or is everything pretty much the same?
Sure. So the office has stayed open. We do have additional measures that we're taking as far as making sure that people are, washing their hands when they come into the practice, making sure that we're also actively washing our hands between taking care of people, sanitizing the tables between adjustments as well. So those things have changed. As far as our ability to take care of people, though, that has stayed consistent through this time. We've been really lucky to continue taking care of people.
Awesome. Yeah, some people were able to do that, and other people, had to completely closed down. How about you, Lisa? What has happened for Natural Awakenings or Family News, or what is life like from then to now, or what, you know, what you give us a lowdown.
Well, it was interesting because we're a monthly niche product. Each product is monthly. So our deadlines are always a month out. So when we started first doing the, I think it was like 2 weeks stay at home, we kind of saw the writing on the wall, and we just said, you know what, but it was too late for Natural Awakening because we're already a print for the April edition. However, so we were able to print for Natural Awakenings. And what was interesting is that when we were limited for the amount of places to distribute the publication. So we kind of shifted a little bit more and kind of enhanced digitally. So we opened up our digital publication and emailed it directly to our subscribers. And we made it available on our website and in social media. So we kind of shifted that way, saying, all right, I know we all have to stay home. Here's a digital copy. Whereas Family News, we have a different, similar, but more of a like another week to play with for Family News. So we shifted for April and May. And what we did was we provided, because we're all swimming in the same ocean together. We're all small businesses, and we all are experiencing the same happening. So what we did was we gave all of our clients complimentary digital ads. We supported them digitally because we didn't have printing costs. We didn't have, we had our graphic designer, but she played in the sandbox with us, if you will. So it was wonderful because for us, shifting digitally and enhancing our emails to our audience, if you will, because we bought email lists for moms, like say Family News, for instance. We used Family News as an example. And so that was wonderful. So we kept everybody warm and fuzzy. They felt that they weren't alone. Everybody was worried about keeping our doors open, businesses open, and some people still are. So just keeping that warm and fuzzies and that trust with our clients to let them know that you're not alone was huge. So digital was big for us. So we're very excited about it. But now we're printing and we're distributing, which is nice. Schools are starting to open up, so that was, people were able to receive the distribution. So just our events are kind of low a little bit. Events are still working its way out.
If anyone here, by the way, who's watching has questions or comments of anything that we're talking about, please feel free to jump into the conversation. We'd love to hear from you. I could just say first off, from the chamber point of view, it has been a huge adjustment because all of us warm and friendly, fuzzy people all love to get together in person, right? That's part of what we all do. We're huggers. We love to see who our speaker is. We all like to convene. And that just went away. Okay. Right. So suddenly we immediately went online, and I think online works for certain demographics, but it doesn't work for all. I think people are learning to go online, not everyone, but here we are in a senior oriented population, and we had to move our meetings, and I think our leadership team made a call pretty early on. We're going to just say the rest of the year is virtual, regardless of what goes up, goes down, everyone's opinions. And we just wanted to keep everybody safe. And I think that was the right thing to do. So we've met once a month, and I enjoy online meetings. Like, I'm enjoying this so much, and I enjoy that. And so it's an adjustment. I think it's an adjustment for people. So what would you say to people who say, I'm sick of being online and I don't want to take one more online course. I'm online for work now because I work at home 40 hours a week and I don't even want to be online one more time for anything social. Do you all have you experienced that? Do you have any thoughts about that? Because there is, I believe, a little bit of people are over it in terms of being online 24/7 for social and for business. Before it was more like you're out there and then you go online and have some fun. So just wondering if any of that has come up in any of your businesses or anything you want to share about that piece. You're nodding your head. Oh no, you're shaking your head. I don't know if that's a no, Heather, but go for it. Tell me what you want to say.
I actually am not saturated yet. So what happened for me over the course of the summer is that I took some time to be with family and social distance, or pardon me, physical distance. Social distancing is not a thing for me because being online is social. Yeah. So I always say physical distance. And we did, you know, with the grandkids, I didn't see a lot of people, so I was able to hug them, not kissing, no kissing, and masks, of course. But what happened for me is I upped my education. Yeah. So I'm a producer of online courses. So what I did is I flipped it to be online to educate myself. So I did that twice. I also opened my doors to one-on-one sessions, which I had never done before. So instead of just doing groups and creating courses that are, again, groups, I actually opened my door to one-on-one sessions, and I learned how to do distance work. So in the space that I'm in, I didn't know how to do the distance healing or the distance, you know, the energy boost is teaching people how to do the self-care for themselves. But from truly facilitating somebody else's healing and putting somebody else in balance, I had to learn that. So, and my love of Touch for Health, they had a certification program to do it online. So I did that. And then I took Theta Healing. I did that. You know what I mean? So I learned how to do things to bump up my one-on-one coaching and one-on-one personal sessions with people. So I don't feel like I've been saturated yet. I miss being in one-on-one with people. Don't get me wrong. I miss being with people. I miss the hugs. I miss the physical touch. Touch for Health started in the 60s because there was a wrong connotation. Is really relevant now because we have not been touching, and touching is really important for human health. So that part I'm missing, just so you know, at that part I'm missing, but I'm not oversaturated yet.
That's great. And I want to hear from Deb next. And I know there's a question for Cheryl. Well, you also took the Food Healing Oracle Deck certification. I'm going to throw that in there. And what I found, what was really nice is that we had four certifications that were all scheduled live, and the numbers would go up, the numbers would go down. Half the group said they were comfortable, half of them said they weren't. So we just said, you know what? Again, all online. And it ended up being lovely because we brought people in, we expanded our horizon. Like, we were all local, but look, Heather's in Canada, and all of us can now expand our communities. So we had people from Europe and Canada and US in all of our classes, and it expanded our growth exponentially. So I just want to kind of hear now from Deb, you know, how is it? Because that's a huge pivot of being in a classroom setting or in a live setting. And so, and you have probably younger people, you know, younger because they're newer parents than some of the senior population who are like, I can't do online. And this is the way of the future. This is what's happening. So anyways, Deb, I want to have you speak, and then also Cheryl had a question for you. Wondering how Deb manages her schools as far as having time for herself. My daughter is now teaching first grade online instead of in person and is feeling totally overwhelmed, putting in more hours than she was when she was at school. So maybe you can address all that together, my love.
Okay.
I'll leave.
New Vision Learning Center.
Yes, I was just leaving her question up in case you needed it.
Good idea. I am in a different situation than, say, the school systems, because I'm an individual entity. So I offer all grades. I offer all subjects. I offer so many things. So that gives me a variety. Variety is the spice of life. But I also keep in mind that energy is energy. And so the students that I have online, the energy and the love, the caring, because that's number one when I'm teaching someone. we do checkpoints, or I do a checkpoint, and I don't say, hey, I may say, how are you feeling? But there's always that temperature check at the beginning of class, at the beginning of whatever we do. And there's a personal and passionate energy flowing to where there is a connection. So once there's this one-on-one connection, then things fall into place. Students listen, but I'm also one who likes to play. So to me, because I can play, because I can take any subject and make it fun. And that's what I did in the school system. And unfortunately, by the time when I decided to leave and make a change, the school system was getting so tight with the testing that I couldn't even be myself as much. Mm-hmm. And I have been fortunate all of those decades to teach the way that I am, and it worked. So go ahead.
Do you have any thoughts for Cheryl in terms of her daughter? Because it sounds like she is overwhelmed. She's putting in more hours now that she's online than she did when she was in physical presence at school.
A lot of teachers that I know in the system are overwhelmed. The thing that I guess with my experience, because I would get overwhelmed even before, because I was kind of a workaholic.
Nobody here knows what that word is at all. Not one of us, I'm sure.
But just remembering this, the students are going to be there, and you have to take care of yourself first. All right. And I know all the teachers, every teacher that I know is so passionate, and they want to help the kids. And we forget about ourselves sometimes.
Yeah.
So my advice would be to take time for yourself, love yourself, and everything will still be there and be in place. What's the worst that can happen?
Beautiful.
You'll be healthier.
Thank you.
I had to take that. I had to take that advice a long time ago.
Beautiful. Lisa or Danielle, or did anyone want to talk about? We're just talking about the overwhelming or not overwhelming, or online versus being on too much, not too much. How are we all doing with that? Cheryl says thank you to you, Deb. Danielle, Dr. Danielle, do you want to share anything about that or no? Because you guys, I don't know how much online you guys are, if that's really a question that relates, but if you want to share, and then Lisa.
Yeah, well, I had a kind of thought about it, at least something that I've noticed for myself too, with things moving more into an online platform. I think I've had to reframe it for myself into it being an opportunity to kind of participate in other activity that's good for my self-care while participating in online education. So like, for example, getting outside and going for a walk while I'm listening to a course, or
yes.
I don't know. Like that actually is the main thing that comes to mind, is in knowing that it's easy to get into the habit of kind of sitting and watching something for a long period of time, I've challenged myself to make it into something that is a double benefit. So feeding my mind and then feeding my body.
I am so aligned with you. You probably don't know this, but many of them know. I have a Facebook page called A Walk in the Wild. And it stemmed from COVID, where that I started walking because of the lockdown more than I ever did. And I started taking pictures of things I walked. And it's like, I wonder what other people are doing in their lockdown. And so we started a Walk in the Wild. So it's the bridge of sharing everybody, bringing them together, no matter where they are in the world, and seeing what they're seeing, whether they walk, roll, row, or ride. And now it's become a really warm community where everyone's supporting one another. So it's bridging real world with being online. And I think it just falls right into what you were saying, like how to put the worlds together. So we're still creating these global communities, or, tight-knit communities with shared passions. Lisa, thoughts on that? Anything you want to share about that?
Yeah, it's so easy to so people will either go into a like, oh God, well, oh, well, me, why is this happening? And if we just kind of peel out and just kind of open up, that there's a gift. There's always a gift in any circumstance. And pretty much everybody's been touching on that. And for me, my gift through this was being able to reinforce my relationships with my clients, to let them, just to help support them. We try to find those little outlets to expand their view, if you will, as far as getting in front of their readers, their clients. But for me, I was able to kind of sit back, and I'm a very touchy-feely. I like socialization a lot. And I found myself going on all these webinars, and then, then it was too much for me. I was one of those, it was too much for me.
Yeah.
So I'll sign up for key ones. I actually streamlined a lot for myself. I did a lot of streamlining. I targeted which certain ones that served, that would help my personal growth and help build up, pretty much piggybacking what Heather was saying, help support me in expanding my business, if you will.
Yeah.
So that was wonderful. And I also did I definitely did a lot of exercising. So that was wonderful. Yeah, in the community, just like Dr. Danielle said. And I really got into my cooking. I got into my healthy cooking. So, and I spent a lot of fellowship time with my family. So with that being said, it was wonderful. And I learned Instant Pot was my new best friend. And I actually really enjoyed the streamlining and purging, if you will. So.
Beautiful. We were all talking about purging before we got on air, about how wonderful it is. That was one of my tips. I did a little big news press article on ways to stay positive, and purging was definitely one of them. Lighten the load, release the burden, clear the space, move the energy. And we were all sharing about that earlier, how important that is, that it's not, business and personal aren't separated. It's all cleaning house together. It's all one big energy. So all of that needs to be maintained. And this is a really great team of people who can offer that. And then I know the people watching here are all people who are all going through that, or leaders in that regard as well. So really important stuff. And that purging, I know you were saying purging the house and, moving plates down from 16, like who's entertaining that big anymore, right? Move it down. And we've been doing the same. So thanks for all the sharing on that. Heather, were you going to say something? I felt like you were about to. No, you weren't.
I was just going to say that we had shared that we were purging things, and I actually had an insight that while I was purging and picking one corner of the room or one drawer at a time, I was actually in a relaxed state of mind. I felt like I was calm while I was doing it, because it wasn't about I have to do this, I have to do this. It was really part of a process. And it was relaxing, and at the same time, the end result was having less and clearing and cleansing, as you've already said.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Well, I want to talk about the fair for just 2 seconds, because all of us are united in the fact that we're all Holistic Chamber of Commerce members. You all are sponsors. We all setting intentions as a collective, right? That's all what we're doing here and have done. And it blows my mind when you said last year, because in my mind, I feel like I just been perpetually planning this production of this fair for 2 years now, or because it was a year before it hit last year, and then it took a year from then to March or to April, and then that did happen. Then we all planned to do this in November, which would have been November 1st, right around the corner, and we know an election's coming up. There's a lot going on with that, and we didn't know what was happening with COVID, because as Lisa knows, there's deadlines that come well before you actually produce an event to market it. So this decision to move it to next April, which would be a year later, I think feels really good. And we're excited to have all of you know what that's about. And we do, if you're on our YouTube channel, you'll see there's a recap of the year prior. And if you didn't, you can come on our Facebook page. But it's a really unique way of seeing Holistic Chamber of Commerce members show who they are, what they do. We've got panels, and we've got food demos, we got muscle tuners, we got demonstrations, and it's a way to find total holistic well-being. And Deb, I don't think you were there last year. No, you weren't there. Lisa, of course, you were there. Heather was there, and Dr. Daniel, you weren't there. But any thoughts you wanted to share about the fair? Go ahead.
I have a thought. First of all, I feel so great that it's happening. I feel really good about it. April's going to be wonderful because I think by that time everybody's been like, spring.
Yes.
Let's go out. Even though here in Southwest Florida, it's every day spring and summer, little bit of fall. But what I love about the fair, what I loved about it, and what I am looking forward to is that you get to be, you'll be touchy-feely. You get to have that one-on-one with people that come visit your booth because they're really interested in learning what you're offering, and also with the keynote speaking and the workshops that they're going to have, the live workshops. But it's such a well-rounded event because you come in and you get to visit all the booths and all the businesses, but you also get to learn in the process, and you get to taste the food. So I actually really that opened my mind at that event on plant-based cooking. So that was interesting for me. So, but with all that being said, it was a wonderful day to learn and to really get to know the businesses here. And I think it's a perfect time because we're all virtual. We're all on the computer digital here. So at that time when we do have it in April, it just reinforces everything that has been conveyed online, if you will. So just want to mention that.
Thank you for that. And I think what we're all learned through all this is ways to stay healthy, ways to build your body stronger, ways to increase your immunity, how to eat healthier for the body. And that's what we've learned this year is that that's essential. Whether it's vitamins or supplements or food as medicine or whatever it is, we've all learned that. And that's what all of us teach to our community and our client base, and how to stay strong and stay fit. And even before you arrive into the world, right, in utero. So there's a lot going on, and we're carrying it all the way from pregnancy all the way to, if you're over 100 years old. So that's what makes it nice is that we care about everyone. And even here is represented that from pregnancy to children to older to senior to all the way through. So it's a really nice mix. Anybody, well, if we're looking for, Deb, do you want to talk about what is the children's room? Because we're intending that is going to happen. And what is New Vision Learning envisioning?
We are envisioning a beautiful world of fantasy in there, of imagination. And, as you and I talked, we kind of birthed this in the fact that I was always wanting to pull all of these adult things down or to where kids have access to it. Every modality that we have been offering in the holistic community to the kids. And one of the things that, that I had been doing with my students was the crystal bowls. And then I got with Shelly and we started doing Mommy and Me and Daddy too with the yoga and the bowls. And then things just kept growing and growing and thinking, okay, so what is it that you do? Okay, let's bring it to the kids. So we have a schedule going, and everyone that wanted to participate has a time slot. So parents, you can sign up your child. You sign them up and they come to a certain
story time.
Yes. Oh, yes, story time. The authors will be there reading their books, having activities. Oh my goodness. We're going to have art, of course, the imagination.
Of course, art.
So just about every creative modality will be there.
Yeah. We really have to tell people to mark their calendars. April 18th. You have plenty of notice. Yeah. And then thank you. And then we're gonna I can't believe what time it is already. Dr. Danielle, you haven't been there, but you've heard about it. But you guys are sponsors of this children's experience. And so we're thrilled to have you. And then are you guys either doing demonstrations or working with, or do you give demonstrations or or any sort of treatments there? You guys are gonna find out. I guess you'll know.
Sure. So yeah, no, I'm absolutely going to find out. My mind is already spinning of just some fun things that we could do. Like Deb was saying, how could we bring chiropractic down to the children so that they understand how important, that connection between their brain and their body is, and why we focus on the spine. And I know there are some really fun activities that we can do with kids that will help them understand better. So I imagine there's absolutely something we
we're
can do
looking
there.
forward to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Talk to Jen. All right, Heather, you have always a lot going on, and this is a time where we're going to wrap up with everyone just kind of sharing what you've got going on moving forward, any special offers, what you have that you can offer to the audience, and then we'll just kind of go around to everybody. We'll start with you, Heather.
Thank you. So the Energy Boost Self-Care techniques can definitely be taught to children. I think one of our facilitators has volunteered with you, Deb, but if not, we can chat after. I wanted to let you know that, oh, my computer's going to die here. Yeah, so if I leave, you'll know why. I have got, so here's two websites, winthepaingame.com, and that will get you into our mailing list, and I will email you a link so you can start with us doing an online program. There's an Energy Boost Self-Care Facilitator that the prerequisite is the Win the Pain Game. So it's really awesome. And for anybody who's looking at doing energy work, energy movement work to balance themselves, mind, body, spirit, wants to have beliefs shifted, give me a call or email me at heather@muscletuners.fit, or go to the link. Lainey had put all the information about me in the chat in the comment section at the top.
Yep,
There's 25% off of private sessions right now. So just let me know. I have book a 15-minute free consult and we'll go from there. So thank you so much for having us here. I just also wanted to honor Lainey. Thank you so much for moderating today, Lainey. We really appreciate you, and we really appreciate all you've done for the Holistic Chamber of Commerce Adventures in Wellness. Yes, for the fair, for both of them, and for your leadership in this holistic community. So thank you so much.
Thank you. That's so kind. Woo, woo. Thank you. I appreciate it. Are you logging off, or are you going to stay on until your computer
I'm going to stay on as long as I can.
Awesome. Okay, good. We want as much as we can of you. Does anyone else have anything that you have coming up, or events or special offers or anything, Dr. Danielle?
Yeah, we do. So two things come to mind. Next month for Halloween, the office will be participating in a food-free trunk or treat at Millennial Brewing. I believe that's on the 30th, so the day before Halloween actually is. I'm not positive on the time frame right now, but that would be a great event for families that have kids with food sensitivities, and also just a good way to participate in Halloween without and even more of an excess of candy and sugar running through kids' bodies. And then also, like I had mentioned earlier, if you know people that are giving birth and are feeling a little concerned about how it is that they can support their partners, or, how they can, work together with their partner in that birthing room, the video, I think I can talk with Dr. John and see if we can get that link that you could tell other birthing families about if they are still being restricted with how many people they can have with them when they're giving birth. But that would be a good way to help lower the stress surrounding giving birth in such an uncertain time.
Yes. Oh, excellent. So well needed. My goodness. All right. Anybody else want to share? Do you have anything else going on? Deb,
go ahead, Deb.
Deb's go. Okay, go. Okay.
Oh, just quickly talking about the books. You, Cheryl, will be storytellers with your books, and I did want to say something about my book, because it is a beautiful time to.
Do you have it there? Can you hold it up?
I do. It'll probably show backwards because no, it didn't.
No, it's good.
Have you thought of feeling Astrian becomes human? Now more than ever, we need to focus through the eyes of a child. We need to look at nature like it was our very first time. We need to touch the grass like it was our very first time. There's so much healing in that. And as Astrian becomes human, she feels everything. She feels the love. So there's a story, and it brings calm to your soul. So, and I tie it's all together with, I'm a photographer of animal photography, and I have Essentia Wildlife. And this is where, even if you can't go outside to look into the eyes of the animals, they're in my book. And they're in my photography. You can go online or Facebook and see them yourself. But we're all connected. Astrian shows us that. The animals that I photographed show us that. And I say this in the fact that not so much as to sell my books. I would love to. I would love for you to purchase them. But just looking through them and reading them, it's all connected to our hearts and showing us that love is all there is. We're all connected.
So gorgeous.
Yes.
Deb is a huge contributor on A Walk in the Wild. Every week, I throw out an opportunity for you to go see the world through a different color or a different letter. And it's a wonderful environment. And I did tell Deb offline, I'm like, Deb, you'd be winning every week, okay? I gotta gotta choose other winners. Your pictures are amazing. But they are amazing. Both of her books. Cheryl had commented also about your book and how great it is. And I love both of them. But I think through the eyes of a child, through the eyes of an animal, I'm currently reading a book about the Chimpanzee Chronicles from Deborah Rosenman. My mind is blown. I've just looked at the whole planet differently since this book. I mean, take this time to connect with sentient beings that are four-legged, winged ones, little, old, learn from your elders. It's a really good time to really embrace community is my feeling on all of that. Any final thoughts, Lisa, you want to share about anything?
Well, I don't know what I can say after that. I mean, we are all one, and it is about love. That's the golden thread that connects us all. And my belief system is animals are soul. Yeah. And I have conversations. I have a frog, actually. I think it's a boy. I'm kind of thinking it's a boy, but he lets me know because I got a little dish.
Is his name Finn? I'm just kidding.
Yeah. And yeah, right. I'm going to be one of the attendees in the children's room. I think I'm going to have somebody man my booth because that sounds so exciting for me. But anyway, he lets me know. I give him water every day. I fill the water up if it doesn't rain. And he always comes out. So it must be a boy because I keep saying he. He always comes out and he's like, rah, 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 and he's always letting me know, thank you. We have conversations. I have my birds and my squirrels. And it's so interesting too, walking in the wild, if you will. I have this family of rabbits that, I always like, hey, good morning. And now, what's interesting? They've been showing up on right by the side of my car. 3 of them have been showing up, and usually I go around, but I haven't been going to the gym. I'm like, oh, you missed me. So I'm really one with my animals lately. But I wanted to just mention really quick that with Family News, we do have an opportunity for any small business, now putting on the business hat, if anybody chooses to display their message and be in front of our readers, we have wonderful not discounts. We actually, it's just because people are merging back in. So we have great specials, if you will. So definitely reach out to me on that, which I really should put my information, which will go in there later. Wonderful. And with that, everything's going to stay status quo. With the shifts that we've made, since now we're getting really full distribution, we're choosing to stay with the pushes that we're doing with our emails and our digital presence. So it really is going to be a nice boost for small businesses that choose to target the families. So I just want to mention that. And I also just want to throw this out there, get into the home plate here with the time. is we have an opportunity. Actually, I was presented with an opportunity for anybody that chooses to really drill down digitally with zip codes or like certain geographic. And we have over 1,300 media kits that target. There's a lot of research behind it, and we can talk about that if anybody's ever interested in it. But it's geo-targeting. And what I love about it is that any business that just, I really don't want to go in and be distributed to Collier County. I'm pretty much a neighborhood. We can actually drill down and go into the certain zip codes that you choose. So I'm loving this real strategic targeting approach. So I wanted to do that as well.
Thank you. Awesome. All right. So make sure you put your info there, and I know we'll see you beforehand. By the way, we do have our monthly meetings, right? Second Tuesday of every month. Join us. They're online. They're fun. They're just like this, but with a lot more people. And we have great topics. Melissa Peshka, she's amazing. She will be, she's a life coach, and she will be our teacher and our instructor, our guide for our October meeting. So join us at these meetings. They're virtual and they're really great. So we've got 2 more left of this year. That's it, October and November. So join us for that. Any last thoughts? Any final thoughts? Any quotes? Anything you'd like to say to our audience? We've got just a couple more minutes. Any last round of things? Heather, go for it.
We've got this.
Like
we're all in this together, but we've got this. We have survived. We're on the other side. And thank you so much, everybody, for listening today.
Beautiful, beautiful. All right. Any other thoughts from Dr. Danielle?
I just have a question. The meetings that you host on the second Tuesday, is there a normal time for those meetings that they're hosted online?
Cheryl or Tony, can you answer that for me? I should know. I think we're at 6 o'clock. They used to be at 6:15 or 6:30, but I think they're 6 to 7:30, the second Tuesday of the month. So if they aren't, they are now. October is 6 o'clock, 6 to 7:30. And it's online. We do raffles. Everyone chips in and gives away some gifts. That helps us how we operate the chat chamber. And then there's always something great to learn and network and share. Thank you, Tony. 6 to 7:30. Any other thoughts you want to add before Deb goes?
Oh, yeah. Something that I've just been reminding myself of, maybe it would be helpful for someone else as well. I'm always asking myself the question is, how is this all happening for me instead of how is this all happening to me? So I really believe we live in a very friendly universe and that it's conspiring for our benefit, even if we don't quite get it in the moment. So maybe that will help someone else who might be struggling or having a hard time through such weird times right now. But thank you so much.
Yeah, you're most welcome. And can I read you a little love for you, Deb? I love your photography, says Kat Udell, of the animals. Deb is a lover of all wildlife. I so appreciate your Walk in the Wild postings. We all do. Where can I get your photography book? So, yeah, maybe make sure you post some information here. All right, last thought.
Okay, this is something, I love this quote. The school is based on it. What did you do as a child that made the hours pass like minutes? Herein lies the key to your earthly pursuits. So those of us who feel shut down during this time, maybe we need to look back at what we did as a child. Maybe it's reminding us to be a child again, to look at the passions and realign our life to that passion or those passions.
Right.
What she said.
Well, it's interesting, Deb, because one of my chores growing up was to weed the vegetable garden and the flower garden. And before I came onto this panel, I was weeding. So
well, you're touching earth. You're putting earth in your hands.
Right.
Well, that's what we advocate at Food Healing Oracle Deck, is really getting a deeper connection to food through the eyes of Mother Nature, Mother Earth, and that's what we want for all of us, is to feed our body temples in the most healthy way. And so we can be emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually well and vibrant and have that longevity. And I think all of us together helps do that, whether we're socially in person or socially online. I think the love is felt. I think we could all feel that. So it's been an honor to be here today, to be with all of you and whoever continues to see this panel. Thank you to our panel. Thank you to Deb White, Dr. Danielle, Heather Phillips, Lisa Doyle, Lynn Brewer, who could be here, Dr. Don Edwards, who could be here, Family News, Lotus Blossom, all of us. See, we all work together, and that's such a beautiful thing. Thank you to all the amazing beings who are continuously come to these wonderful panels. We thank everybody. We're just so grateful that we're all here and we have this community. So we invite you to come to our monthly meetings. We invite you to come save the date, tell the world. There is a Facebook event page for the April 18th event. And I think that's a wrap. So we will put all our info on how to find us. There's a lot going on in all of our respective worlds. And were you waving goodbye, Deb, or did you have something that you were going to say? I can't hear. Oh, wait, unmute, because now I still don't know. Unmute. Y'all can unmute.
I was waving goodbye this time.
Okay, perfect. All right. Blessings to all. Thank you for all being here today. Panel, stay on. Thanks, everyone. We are out of here. 1 hour on the dot. I love it. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.